I don't know why, Gab, who would be calling in Kevin Rudd. I mean, I think that's one of the enduring mistakes of this government, to keep Kevin Rudd in that position, given his track record, some of the absolutely insane commentary he's had about the US president over the years. Greg Norman is one thing. I think Trump likes him, but I don't think he's going to be enough to change his attitude to Anthony Albanese, Gab.
No, and you just think about how embarrassing it is for Australia that we've got Anthony Albanese and then Kevin Rudd as our ambassador to the US, when he's previously called Donald Trump a village idiot. And, you know, if you look at Anthony Albanese's track record, Prue, you alluded to it as well, but he's previously trashed Trump, saying, you know, he scares the S out of me. And even throughout the election campaign, he was kind of using Donald Trump and the MAGA movement to kind of smear the coalition and kind of falsely tying them together. I mean, it really doesn't help Australia's case. And the fact that Donald Trump cancelled this meeting and didn't even tell our Prime Minister, and Anthony Albanese had to find out through Trump's social media post. I mean, how telling is that? It is a clear message that we are not a priority. And I absolutely do not blame Donald Trump for this. Prue, as you said, Anthony Albanese, Australia's been so anti-Israel. He's been weak about defence and kind of reluctant to boost defence spending. And now he's going to have to chase Donald Trump potentially to the NATO summit just to try and get this face-to-face meeting with him, try and repair relations. Not that he's tried very hard to this point, to talk about AUKUS and to talk about tariffs. But good luck to him. You know, Donald Trump is the most powerful person in the world, and he has sent a clear message, and it is so embarrassing for Australia.
Now, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has been caught giving a massive eye roll during a conversation with French President Emmanuel Macron. Let's have a look.
They haven't turned on the microphones, and sometimes you can pick something up in the side conversations. But
I do love her. She has been a revelation, but Giorgia Meloni's disdain for Macron is nothing new. She's given a number of speeches lambasting him. We don't know exactly what prompted that particular eye roll, but she's not a fan of the French president.
Well, the Frenchmen normally whisper sweet nothings. What he's done is whisper nothing probably in her ear of any relevance to her. You know, the guy is really out of step with so many in the world, in the G7 and G20, and Trump clearly doesn't like him. He's so woke, he's pistol whipped by his wife, clearly. No respect for him whatsoever.
Now, Gab, I cannot believe some of the media coverage on this particular eye roll. We have some in the media, including here in Australia, suggesting the eye roll was aimed at Donald Trump, who Meloni is a staunch supporter of, instead of Macron. I mean, the TDS in the Australian media is out of control.
But Rita, are you really surprised? Of course they are pretending she's eye-rolling at Donald Trump. Any excuse to blame Donald Trump and put their TDS just out there. You see it everywhere, constantly. But no, unfortunately, as you say, Giorgia Meloni is a staunch supporter of Donald Trump. And you look at how she's running Italy. I mean, earlier this year, she banned gender-neutral symbols from bathrooms in public schools. So she's very much aligned and absolutely eye-rolling Macron. And I tell you what, that vision is brilliant. I love looking at some of the comments on social media. Everyone is supporting her as she's eye-rolling Macron. But it wasn't a good day for Emmanuel Macron. He took it upon himself to claim that Trump was leaving the G7 to broker a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran, and Trump quickly put him back in his place, saying that Emmanuel Macron is wrong once again. He always gets it wrong, whether he knows it or not, and he also called him publicity-seeking Emmanuel Macron. So wasn't a good day for him.
No. Well, let's talk about the Israel-Iran conflict. President Trump has issued a warning to Iran. He wrote on Truth Social, "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out. Kill, at least not for now." Prue, many of Trump's supporters, it's got to be said, want the US to stay out of this conflict, but Donald Trump has been consistent in wanting an end to Iran's nuclear ambitions. This is not a new position that he's taken.
No, it isn't, although a lot of the MAGA people don't want America to have any more wars and believe that Trump has sort of pledged that. But the point is, they have to finish the job. It's a threat not just to Israel, but the Western world if Iran has a nuclear bomb. And I think that what's annoying to me a little bit and confusing about Trump with his stance with Putin and now with this.
Gab, that would be quite an escalation. I think America is quite happy for Israel to be leading this, and they've given Iran plenty of warnings that if any American targets are hit or even targeted in any way, then America is going to enter this battle in a far more meaningful way.
Absolutely, and President Trump has been consistent and upfront about this, and the matter of fact is Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. There are reports coming out of the US that the United States is considering joining Israel in striking Iran's nuclear sites, and we know that Trump is obviously issuing that warning to Iran, saying he knows exactly where Iran's supreme leader is hiding, and he's warned residents in Tehran to evacuate. So we're seeing those images of just thousands of people evacuating Tehran now. And it's also interesting, Iran has banned government officials now from using mobile phones out of concerns that is how Israelis have been able to track and target them. And Iran officials have also told their citizens to remove WhatsApp from their phones. As we know, Israel just has a pretty amazing intelligence, but it really appears to be escalating, and it appears that it is really at this critical point. We do know that Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu spoke on the phone yesterday, but we don't exactly know what's come out of that call at this stage.
Yeah. And we'll have plenty more on that issue after the break in our US segment. But to some local issues, a heated altercation at an upscale restaurant in Melbourne has gone viral, where the chef and owner of Carlton's Caprica, Pietro Barbagello, he kind of lost it here with a group of diners who were complaining about their pasta being too spicy and filming some content. Have a look.
My house. It's my house. Oh my God, this is what you're doing. Get out, you get out, you get out, you get out now.
Oh my God, that is disgusting.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Get out. Get out of there.
Prue, I don't know if he's a lefty, but he certainly lost it there. I mean, you can't be pulling the tablecloth and everything on top of it out just because people are complaining about your spicy pasta.
Well, we know that a lot of chefs are temperamental, but this is a step too far. Reminds me of the Seinfeld, No Soup for You.
I have a little bit.
I don't know, Gab. This is. Well, I think I'm going to be with you on this one, Gab, because it is his restaurant. He's not only the head chef; he owns the restaurant. And Gab, I reckon people are going to actually just flock to this restaurant even more after seeing that. It's dinner with a show.
Publicity is good publicity. I know this is going viral. Even the United States networks have picked this story up. But I have a bit of sympathy for this restaurant owner. He's in Melbourne, so he probably still has some trauma from living under the draconian lockdown laws, of course, because of Dan Andrews for years. So it's really not his fault that he has anger management issues. And who complains about pasta being too spicy? Surely everyone loves spicy pasta. So, you know, he's made it a lovely meal, and you've got some brats, whether they're teenagers or young adults, coming in trying to get some viral content for their TikToks. You know, I feel a little bit sorry for him. Maybe he took it too far, but I think you're right, Rita. I think he's going to find that people will be flocking to his restaurant.
What happened to the customer's always right? That's clearly gone by the wayside.
Well, yeah, I mean, pasta can be too spicy. You can go crazy with the chilli. I'm not saying that particular dish was, but come on. Now, before you two go, I've got to get a very quick take, 10 seconds each, on Meghan Markle, who's broken her silence on that infamous twerking video. We all saw her heavily pregnant twerking. She posted it on Instagram and got, I think, a backlash she wasn't expecting. Here's what she has had to say about the video.
It's also a really great reminder that with all the noise or whatever people do,
there's still a whole life, a real, authentic, fun life that's happening behind the scenes. I'm just grateful that now, being back on social as well, I have a place where I can share it on my own terms.
Gab, I don't know about you, but that was anything but authentic
100%.
as far as I was concerned.
It's just so funny that she's so happy that she can get back on Instagram and post videos like her twerking while she's about to give birth, as opposed to being a working royal, because now she has the freedom to post as much on social media as she likes. But Rita, she needs to stop saying that she's so authentic. The more she says it, the less people believe it.
And Prue, I don't have long, but I thought they fled the UK to protect their privacy.
Well, you know, I mean, she hasn't got an authentic life, so I guess this is her one attempt of trying to be authentic. But it's pretty pathetic when you're sharing such an intimate moment as that. Well, then there's something seriously wrong with you.
Gabriella Power, Prue McSween, thank you so much.